And we are back, Fashion Dolls. I hate broadcasting on this phone because the quality, the lighting is so poor, but baby, get into that highlight. So without further ado, let's welcome back our very special guest, Marcus Ruggs. All right, so let me send the live on over to Marcus so that we can get him back in here. Go. Hi, Timothy. Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It is the day after the Met Gala. Let's get into that lighting. I hate broadcasting on this phone, but get into that lighting, my love. Yes. I'm trying to invite. Good evening, Kefwi. Thank you. Okay, I'm sending him an invite. I don't know why it's not adding him. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm trying to invite Marcus, but it's not showing him at the bottom of the screen yet. So, okay, there we go. Let me see. There we are.
Can
Finally.
You see me? Hello.
Perfect. And I can see.
What's up, Stevie
Hello.
girl? How you doing?
I am doing wonderful, handsome. How are you?
Doing wonderful, beautiful. Look at you. She was getting ready today. Sparkling, hair is flowing. Looking amazing.
So you do too, my love. You said you're a little bit under the weather, so
yeah, just a little, just a little asthma stuff going on, but it's all right. We made it. We will live to breathe and fight another day.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
So, before we get into this interview, how would you say the year 2024 has been for you so far?
2024. Well, if I could be 100% honest, it started off a little rocky. But just like with anything else, things can be challenging and they can start off a little difficult, but you just have to really push forward and endure and find ways of filling your time and navigating the different challenges that happen. It was just started off a little bit slow. I don't know if you heard, but there was like an actor strike, writer's strike that the industry was suffering from this last year. So that put a lot of projects on hold. It really threw a lot of people for a loop. So the industry is still kind of recovering from that, and people are still kind of like navigating their way around this new terrain post-strike. But as they say, when it rains, it pours. And most recently, I really started to find myself being split in a lot of different directions, having a lot of different projects that I've been asked to participate in. Very, very grateful to have such an amazing network of people. The biggest project that I've been working on this year is actually a stage production. That's kind of where I got my start in this whole acting game, was musical theater when I was a little kid. I was like 8 years old when I started doing this. And this production is called Spring Awakening. It's a musical that's based on a German play that was very, very controversial when it came out a long time ago. And it takes place during like the 1890s. This group of young teenagers in this little like oppressive provincial town, basically kind of going through the trials and tribulations of growing up without the proper leadership and support and education from their parents, from their priests, from their teachers. And it just really kind of shows the dangers of what can happen when, teenagers are going through these changes and don't have the navigation or support that they need. Really beautiful show. It very tragic, but very amazing music. It's like very high beat, like rock, like angsty rock type of music, giving like Beyonce Don't Hurt Yourself type of energy. And it's something that's been on a very special show to me for many, many years. So we just wrapped our first 2 weekends. We got closing weekend coming up this weekend, and it's been amazing. I'm really excited about it.
Are you nervous? Like, I know going on stage in front of everybody, memorizing your lines is completely different than how we're doing it now, like a live interview, and people are coming in. You got a lot of supporters that are coming in the comments. So, hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
But you mentioned Spring Awakening, so I'm pretty sure you caught the gist of the Met Gala was yesterday, and the theme was Garden of
Mm-hmm.
Time, Sleeping Beauty, New Awakening
Mm-hmm.
Fashion. If you had to choose out of all the looks that showed up at this big event, who would be your favorite look?
Oh my. I only caught a few of the looks, but I'm gonna say, especially going with that kind of theme, Zendaya. Zendaya always kills it. She is everything. I admire that girl so much, and she is one of my favorite hot young actresses right now. And just every time she shows up, she always slays. She had the color scheme going with the kind of like earth theme and everything like that. She was doing the damn thing.
She is. Before we move on to the next question, because we segue into fashion, Zendaya is like a live Barbie doll. She is like a muse. She fits into any
Oh,
category of fashion. She
literally.
is like a start off as a caterpillar, and now she is just this beautiful butterfly on the scene of
Mm-hmm.
style. Because every red carpet premiere that she has done for this film, Challengers, she has killed every single
Oh,
one.
1,000%.
And John Galliano, what better than to have a piece created from John Galliano for Dior? So exquisite and
Oh
beautiful.
yeah.
And it reminded me of the color scheme that you mentioned. So La Roche did a fabulous job on both looks at this event. She changed at least 4 times because I'm seeing the after party looks come out as well too. I didn't get a chance to post them. I said in the beginning when I was introducing you, I stayed up till 11 o'clock making sure that I got every single
Yeah.
look from the red carpet,
There's so
and everybody was
many.
just coming in. Posted. Usher was coming on the red carpet. Gabrielle Union showed up. Then Lil Nas. I mean, and the
Right.
list
Just
went
just
on.
hit after hit after hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I was very, very impressed. And the looks that I was impressed with, I definitely post. So you guys can go and check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you mentioned Spring Awakening, the play that you're working on. You've worked in a number of musicals. You've worked in Deadpool in 2017, the musical. You did Hollow Bedrooms. 2024, this year, you did Deadpool the Musical 2, the ultimate Disney parody 2018. You've done so many. Out of all of your musicals that you've done, which one would you say is your favorite?
Man, that's a tough one. Spanning back the 20 years that I've been doing this, I've been very fortunate to be in so many amazing shows with different directors, different production budgets. When I was younger, I did a lot of really big Broadway themed Disney style shows like, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and Seussical the Musical and stuff like that. I really, I really would have to say that this show right now that I'm in has got to be one of my favorites. We have such an amazing cast. Everybody who is in their role just absolutely eats their role up. This production company that I'm currently working with on this show, Mouthbone Productions, they are this young, hungry group of performers who are really dedicated to colorblind, gender blind casting. They're very, very open to basically trying to open up roles that like certain people might not always get to play. People like you, people like me, people who have kind of been confined to certain expectations or certain, we can only do this because we fall into this category or blah blah blah. Some of these roles may not have been written with us in mind 20, 30, 40 years ago. But what I love about this company, Mouthbone Productions, is they say forget all of that. It's about your essence of who you are and like what you bring to these roles. And we have such an amazing cast of beautiful actors, beautiful singers, and it's such a great stripped down production that really focuses on the story and the characters and the emotions and the struggles that these characters are going through in this time period. And pretty much sold out this entire run. You know, we've been getting amazing feedback. We've had some really wonderful people come and show up for this show and show their support. And it's, for me, having done theater and stage for so long and then moving here, trying to get into like film and television, that's kind of my main pursuit right now. Getting to be back on stage, there really ain't no high like that. You know, it's you. I always like to describe it like this: you get one take. You know, you get one take each night to do what you're gonna do, to put that performance out there, to really lock in to your character, to this human being that you're embodying. And I think we've really gotten to this point now that we, you know, are about to go on our third weekend of this show, that we're really just locked in and everyone has such great chemistry. So I'm extremely fortunate, and this is definitely one of my, if not my favorite production that I've gotten to be in recent years.
And I'm going to go back for a minute because you said something that was very pivotal. That's why I kind of did my eyes like that, because that is true. When we get into these spaces as people that are part of the queer community, they only want you to play certain specific roles. Where it's just like we can play any role that is for us. No, we want it. It's called typecasting. Right. They only want you to play one specific role, and this is it. But it's just like you have to have range.
Yeah.
And this is what one of my favorite actresses, and I love her dearly, Angelica Ross. She said, I'm leaving the business. I want to work on something else.
Yeah.
And I hate that she had to do that because she's so talented. She had so much to offer in any role. They typecast her. And that has happened to another list of actors that are in the queer community that go through it. When they step on set, they expect you to be a certain way or to take on a certain role. And it's just like, no, I want to step outside of my comfort zone and do something that I know that is a challenge for me.
Exactly.
And it's a lot of challenges that comes with being a part of the queer community. So for you as a Black man and the queer community, what are some of the challenges that you're hitting? I'm curious to know.
Well, you know, it's like you said, there's always going to be a type of box that people try to put you in especially in the entertainment industry, whether that's if you're a singer, you're an actor, you know, a director, any type of thing. And, you know, I grew up very fortunately to have very supportive family, very supportive single mom who drove me to all my auditions, drove me to my shows, made sure I had what I needed. I was very fortunate for that. You know, and I had a father who's a very hard worker, and he was big in sports, and he always would talk to me about how, like, you know, you're gonna have to work a little harder than like the average person, you know, of a certain lack of melanin might have to work, and that's just how it is, and it pushes you to kind of be better. And when it comes to being an artist, I think one of the beautiful things about art and fashion and, you know, film, television, music world is that the possibilities of what you can do, what you can accomplish, and how you can take your talent and take the natural essence of who you are as a person and give it back to the world are endless. We shouldn't have to be put in a box. You know, I don't necessarily want to just play gay roles. I don't necessarily want to just play straight roles. I don't necessarily want to just play, you know, one type of thing. It's good to have a range. It's good to be able to explore different facets of yourself, because as human beings, we are very complex, very layered creatures. We have so many different elements to us, and I think that's one of the things I love about being an actor the most. Like, despite any challenges or any tragedies or any things that I've gone through at the different periods of my life up to this point, I always go back to it because it's always new, it's always exciting, and there's always some part of yourself that you can dig into and bring into a character. Like, this might not be who you are in your day-to-day life, or like who you are kind of like on your surface level, but we each have all these different parts of ourselves that we don't always get to explore. And that's one of the most beautiful things about art, is that we get to take these different parts of ourselves and put them into these projects, these characters, these different forms of expression. And so for me, you know, I've got to say the most challenging thing is, at least right now and where I'm at in my career, because, you know, I'm not on billboards, I'm not like a regular on TV working actor yet, but you make the steps to get there. So I think the biggest challenge is being able to to let people know, like people in casting, directors, people that are on the higher ups of the entertainment industry, being able to make sure they know the different sides of you and believe in you as much as you believe in yourself, believing in you as much as you and the people who support you believe in your talent and your capabilities and the different sides of you. And I'm inspired by stories of Meryl Streep had begging for the role of Sophie's Choice. She wasn't the director's first choice. She had to really put herself out there for that role. And that's one of her Oscar wins. That's one of her most legendary performances. You have to take it upon yourself to be your own advocate and push for yourself, represent yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, then how is anyone else going to believe in you or market you or know the different types of things that you're capable of? So that's really the biggest thing is just challenging the box that anyone ever tries to put you in, because you know yourself and you know the different levels of yourself and your worth and your essence. So don't let anybody tell you exactly what you are or where you should stay at.
And that happens to a lot of people that are in the queer community in this business. And hey, darkness becomes her. Stevie, damn girl, looking like a porcelain doll, a sexy one of that. Thank you. Thank you.
Love.
Melanie Nalamai Bridges. Every single episode, I have to give credit to her. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you all. I'm glad you guys have been enjoying the looks this season because I always try to change up. But that's another thing too. They expect you to change who you are in this business. But the thing is authenticity and finding your own individuality.
Yes.
There's going to be a lot of
Yeah.
no's. And even some of the greats have been told no's. You mentioned Meryl Streep, Viola
Yeah.
Davis is another one. Denzel Washington is another one. It's so many out here that have been told no and had doors closed in their face. But you take that opportunity as it could be no, not right now. And then when you go back and you try again, they give you the part. That has happened to a lot of people.
Exactly.
Where they say,
Yeah.
not right now. Maybe come back a few years later, and then we'll think about giving you the part, and you get the part. So see how it turns around and it works in your favor. 360 full circle moment. You gotta have faith.
Yep, I agree. You gotta have faith in yourself. You have to have faith in your abilities and your talent, in your work. If you've done the work and you're making the right connections and you are putting your best foot forward, then things fall into place. I think for me, after doing this for a long time and being out here in LA for a long time, still pursuing what I love to do, I'm grateful every freaking day. I wake up, I got a roof over my head, you know what I mean? I've been able to pursue my dreams, something that for a lot of people may seem unrealistic, but for me, it's all I've known since I was 7, 8 years old. So I'm very fortunate to be able to continue to do what I do. And I know if you keep doing the work and you keep moving, pushing the needle forward, then things start to fall into place. This year, the beginning of this year was a little tough. It was a little tough financially. A lot of people were struggling at the beginning of this year. A lot. People I would talk to would be like, I lost my job. People, their projects weren't working out the way that they had hoped. People were just going through a funk at the beginning of the year. So it was comforting to know it wasn't just me, and that we're all kind of going through it in this weird year, and all of this crazy stuff is happening in the world. And it's important to be aware of the things happening in the world, but you also got to protect your life, protect your well-being, your mind, your mental, your body, so that you can put in what you can and contribute what you have to offer to the world, and not let everything happening derail you. And so the first couple months were a little bit of a struggle, and then all of a sudden it's my show started getting closer to opening. I got asked to do a couple film projects from some writer friends of mine. I got cast in a couple. I have 2 other shows that are in the process right now, coming up soon, right after this one closes. And I'm also in the process of now, because we can't always sit around and wait forever for people to give us opportunities. So we have to take initiative to make our own stuff happen. So now I'm also in the process of getting my own projects produced and self-funded. And I'm really excited about that. You learn a lot. You learn a lot when you go to a different side of things, and now you're in charge, you're running it, you're organizing everything, and you learn the different things that you have to navigate. But it's going to make you so much more of a well-rounded person and a well-rounded actor, because now you've dipped your toe into a director side of things. You've dipped your toe into a producer side of things. So, you just want to keep yourself busy doing the things that you love to do, that motivate you, that are going to kind of put you at that next level. And so that's really what I've been trying to spend most of my time doing going into this next part of the year, is just keep it pushing and keep the calendar full, and collaborate with people that you love and respect and support, and everybody kind of works together and props each other up, and that really makes all the difference. And that's why you see so many of the same directors working with the same actors working with each other on SNL or on all these different comedies, because you want to work with the people who have been with you and been in your corner, and you've been in their corner from the very beginning, and you all come up together. So, I'm always incredibly lucky to have the network of amazing, talented performers, writers, singers, all of these amazing people that I know in my life, that I trust, that are reliable, that I believe in them and they believe in me, and we all work together and we all make stuff happen. And it's truly magic when it all comes together.
And speaking of support system, Apple Bonnet Chronicles, are you still here? Shout outs to my girl, Apple Bonnet Chronicles, always showing me love. I love me some Apple
People
Bonnet Chronicles.
show up and they
If you
show out
guys
for you,
can
Miss Stevie.
and I love it. I love all of y'all. And let me read some of you guys' comments. I'm so engaged in Marcus in this conversation. Death, darkness becomes her wants to know. Do you find it hard to not let reality slip away here and there? I mean, it's acting. Some other personality with a totally different story than yours all the time. How does that not mess with your head? And that's a question she always wanted to ask and act.
Yeah. You know, the world is tough. We all know this, and it's very easy. It can be very easy to let those little voices, that little negative devil on your shoulder, trying to be mess with you and mess with your mind and your mental. For me, I kind of make this joke with some of my other actor friends of mine. I'm like, all right, today I'm questioning my whole reality and my career, so that means I must be on the right track. Well, it's when you care about something as much as we do our and the things that we do in our life. You What happens is that people have a hard time when there's not something tangible, touchable, tangible, seeable, yet that they can be like, okay, that person's made it. Or they can be like, okay, that person's now, they're on TV now, so they must be doing good, this and that. Well, one of the things that we learned during the strike is that there were a lot of working actors, people on Orange is the New Black, people on all these TV shows that were like, I was barely getting paid what I should have been getting paid for being on a big show. Or like, I was struggling after that job to find another job because I was like only known for that role. You know what I mean? So there's always going to be these obstacles that gets thrown at you, and the reality of the world. But for me, what really helps is gratitude. Being grateful, looking at the accomplishments that you've done so far, looking at yourself every day and be like, well, every day I'm doing something for myself to better myself, to push in the right direction, whether it's just getting up and going to the gym, whether it's getting up and going for a hike, seeing the beauty of the world, whether it's reading a play, reading a book, writing a story idea that you had. So sometimes it's hard because it takes time, and everyone's journey is different. I graduated from a very, very well-known, well-established performing arts college out here. It's called the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. It has alumni like Kim Cattrall from Sex and the City, Jessica Chastain. She took a program, but before going to Juilliard. Anne Hathaway, I believe, took a summer program at our school. And, I had teachers that worked with Adam Scott and Paul Rudd. And so, our school turned out some really amazing, well-known, notable talent. With that, everyone's journey is different. I had friends that I went to school with, amazing, super talented performers that right out of the bat were already, booking blockbuster films and doing big projects. There were people I know that stayed out for a little while and then decided it wasn't for them and went home, you know. Some people who took a break from acting and then they came back. So I think what you have to do is really give yourself the grace of understanding that things that are not in your control are not in your control. What is in your control is how you take care of your mental health, how you take care of yourself on a day-to-day basis, what you contribute to the art that you love to put out into the world, and then everything kind of falls into place. But that's all you can do. And I think every day you just want to be grateful for the little victories you've made. Those days that I get down on myself, I remind myself, like, you know, I've been doing this for 20 years and I've gotten to do some really cool stuff. I've done huge stage productions. I've done some really amazing films with some friends of mine. I've got to be parts of projects where I was in part of that project from its bare bones to the ground up as this person's developing this for years and years to be something huge, you know. And I went to school. I got my education. I've continued to work at my craft. And so if you're doing that work, then you got to give yourself that credit and give yourself that grace and enjoy the journey and the time, and you get better about navigating those challenges and navigating that rejection. It's like you said earlier, you said something perfect, Stevie. It's like you are going to get rejection, you're going to get doors closed in your face, you're going to get told no. It doesn't necessarily mean no like forever. It maybe means no right now. It maybe means that, you know, you look too much like that person's ex and they can't get over it. It maybe means that, like, you were an amazing performer and you brought something unique, but whoever the production side is already had a specific idea of what they wanted, and so they picked somebody else. It has nothing to do with you or your person or your talent or your artistry most of the time. It just has to do with the right place, right time, right project, right role, you know. And so that's why I'm always constantly finding ways of continuing to make art happen, whether somebody's going to give me that job or not. You know, you have to find ways of filling your time with things that you love to do. So I also, when I'm not doing my acting stuff, I have my dog sitting business. I watch people's animals. I take care of people's pets because I love animals. And during quarantine, I had to really take a step back and be like, you know, like, when this is all over, when this starts to blow over, like, what are some things I really want to do to fill my time? I don't want to keep doing, like, serving jobs that make me miserable, you know. Not that every serving job does, but they're a little more challenging and you don't love it as much. So I was like, let me start doing my own stuff. I love working with animals, so now it's an opportunity for me to do something that I love to do and get a little bit of side money doing it, you know. And I put a lot of my time and effort into that as well. So you start to find the things that you love and that are worth your time to kind of fill the space and fill the gaps as well.
Absolutely. I'm going to read some of you guys' comments. Let me see. I've got a friend with platinum selling records and he has to work a day job. Yes, great answer. Thanks, Will. You hot AF. Like Tina Turner stoic vibes
Period.
going on. Thank you.
Yes. Tina would be proud, Stevie.
Yes, I love Tina Turner. She actually was the inspiration behind today's look. A little bit of Tina Turner, a little bit of Holly Berry. I want something careful for today because yesterday we had to go all out with the Met Gala. If you looked at yesterday's look, I had the pearl earrings, the pearl dress.
Yes.
Definitely go back in case you missed it. And you said something, I'm going to go back to what you just said. You said protecting your mental health. That is what me and Kennedy touched on yesterday when he was here. He was all the way in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And one thing he said that stuck out was making sure that you protect your mental health and peace. And that is sacred because we are in this business of giving arts and pleasure to people who watch us. And they take away the inspiration. They love watching us just to get ideas. So many different things. They watch us because they admire our work and our craftsmanship.
Yes.
So giving yourself to so many people who watch you and making sure that they come out of it's a lot. So you have to make sure that you are pouring into yourself as well too. Because I've realized that coming into this business, hosting this platform. that it is a balance. Shout out to my brother K2. He tells me this all the time. He'll be like, "Sis, are you taking breaks? Are you making sure you let me call you?" He'll call or he'll
Yeah.
text me like, "Is everything all right?" And people will call me. Alan Yankee's another one, and so many others who will call and check on me and text me. And ABC, what she does, she'll check on you in a different way. She loves to make you laugh. Apple Bonnet Chronicles loves to make you laugh, and I get a kick out of watching her.
Yes.
But people have their way of showing you that it's okay to take a break. It's okay.
Yeah.
We understand. We love you. Sometimes it can be draining, giving yourself to so many people out here because your fans, your supporters, they want more, more, more. So it's just like, oh my God, I have to make sure that I take care of myself.
Yes.
So that when I come back, I'm rejuvenated, I'm recharged, I'm
Yeah.
renewed. Because giving yourself in this industry to so many people is a service alone. You are ministering happiness to people. You are, in a way, I said this to uh, Monster when he was here, multifaceted Monster.
Yeah.
And Ali came up with that. She set up that interview. We were talking about making sure that you protect your mental peace and sometimes unplugging. And even for me, I put, when I go back, I'll check my messages on here and everything, but I put my thing at a certain time to go in sleep
Yeah.
mode. So when you see that moon on my profile,
Yeah.
7:10,
Exactly. We
I
are
mean,
checked out.
every now and then.
Focusing
Yeah.
on ourselves.
So I love that IG has that feature where you can just, okay, everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
I put it on, and as soon as I put it on, but I'll go back and I'll add little things here and there. But after that, that is it for me. That is family time.
Yeah.
So when I'm done with this platform, it is me and my family. It is back to
Yeah.
the real world. I spend time with my family. So that's why I choose to do my interviews more so in the daytime. And then the rest of the day is just time for
Is
me
for
and my family.
you
It's
and
time
your
for me to
personal time and your personal people, and you have every right to that. You deserve that. We all need that. You know what I mean? We all need to have that personal time that's set aside for us, because like you said, we give a lot of pieces of ourselves to people in this industry, and it can be very draining, and you want to make sure that you are showing up the best and most authentic version of yourself when you can. And oftentimes that means like you need to check out and take a little time. I had to miss one of my performances because my little sister just graduated from her nursing program in Vegas. And that's a huge deal. And that's my family. And that is a priority to me. So, when I signed on for this show, I looked at the dates and everything, and I told him, I was like, hey, I'm gonna have to miss one of these performances because I've got my little sister graduating. That means a lot. That girl has shown up for me for every graduation. She showed up for my last show when I did Little Shop of Horrors last fall with Mouthbone Productions as well. You got to take care of the people who take care of you. That's very important. You have to take time for yourself, but you also want to take time for your family and chosen or blood otherwise. And they were incredibly, they're like, well, we've got an understudy for you. That's a priority. You definitely need to go do that. And it was really nice to get to spend that time with my family and catch up. And, we get to just tear it up and have some fun and celebrate my little sister and everything like that. But yeah, and so I had those couple days of, I'm checking out, not doing any auditions, I'm not doing on anything. I'm going to take this time to spend with my family. And so it's very important to try to find that kind of balance, because when you're just constantly running and running yourself ragged, then what do you have left to give to the next project or the next person that you bring into your life or the next social function? And what do you have left to give yourself at the end of the day? You got to be able to, it's not selfish to take care of yourself and say no to some stuff and to kind of put your boundaries on. It's not selfish at all. It's self-worth and it's self-importance. And we all owe that to ourselves, to give ourselves that time to remove ourselves. Especially there's so much craziness going on the internet. Like, it can be very easy to get caught up in that stuff. But it's good that you, Stevie, and myself as well, like, take that time, like, all right, checking out for the day or checking out for these couple days so I can work on what I need to work on or support who I need to support.
Absolutely. Boundaries are sexy. Absolutely. I'm reading some of you guys' comments. Hey, Naptown 317, and love this interview. Apple Bonnet said, take a break because your mental health is important. And she said something that she said, I'm doing a black.
Yeah, I
And
like that.
But right now, at this point in my life, I want to focus on other things. I'm the same way. I choose to tune out certain
Yeah.
things that are triggering to my
Yes.
mental health, and I choose to protect my peace. One thing I do when I get up in the morning is my morning
Mm-hmm.
affirmations and my morning devotion. Pray before I start every single show each day, and that's why you guys see me glowing all
Mm-hmm.
over because I drink water, I speak to myself, I don't bother anybody, and anything that's done in the past stays in the past. I don't look back. I move
You
forward.
can't. You have to
Oh
just keep
yes,
pushing
you
forward.
missed it.
Mm-hmm.
You missed it early. When you do that, when you do what you love, other jobs bearable, somewhat.
Yes.
Absolutely. And the thing about it is, when it pertains to giving yourself to so many people, I look at some of the biggest performers in the world. I'm a big Michael
Mm,
Jackson fan. I
yeah.
absolutely love Michael
Well,
Jackson. And I
he's
go
the
back
king of
and I
pop
watch
forever. Like, you know, we don't get a
his
lot of performers
song.
that do what that man could do. You know, it's rare to have a big pop star that can do it all now. You know, we've got Beyonce, we've got Lady Gaga, we've got a very small list of these performers that just are out of this world, you know, and I admire those people so much. I study those people.
And you mentioned Beyonce, you mentioned Lady Gaga. I've seen Beyonce get injured and still do an entire show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like she wrapped up the tour for Renaissance. After that, she's like, okay, this is time for me to be with my family,
Yes.
to focus on other adventures and things. So going on tour, touring, performing, it can take a lot out of you too
Yeah.
because you're sitting in front of thousands of people every single night singing the same old song, doing the choreography, everything. It
Yeah.
takes a lot
Yeah.
if you're going to be a performer in this business.
Yes.
And me, I've had to overcome my nervousness of speaking in front of people because that was one of my
Really?
fears in high school. When my yes, that's something you don't know. You don't know for my viewers
Because you're
out there.
killing it now,
I had
bro.
to overcome.
I would have never known.
I had to overcome my fear of standing up and speaking in front of an
Wow.
audience. And how it actually started was my teacher made me stand up and recite the lines of
Oh,
Shakespeare,
see?
Macbeth.
It all goes back to
And
Shakespeare, I'm
we
telling
had to
you.
recite those lines. We had to remember word for word. And I did it. And when I got back to my seat, it felt so good. I'm just like, that's not the way. You know how the cartoon characters
Yeah.
wipe the sweat off their
Yeah.
forehead? For me, that's how I felt. And I'm just like, okay, I can do this. I can do public speaking. So let's get
Yeah.
right into it. Let me go ahead and create my little thing, my
Yeah.
platform. And now that I've gotten finding my another thing you have to do in this business is find your
Yes.
voice. What works for you. Don't try to have someone else's voice, but find your own. And with me, I'm all about individuality. So I'm a Scorpio. We always pay out to set our own trends. My mom's a Libra, October 7th. I'm a Scorpio,
Libra
October
gang.
31st.
I'm a Libra too.
Yeah. And she's taught me, my mom has taught me to go whatever it is and find your voice. Be your own individual,
Mhm.
authentic self. And don't try to be anybody else. There's only one you, and there's only one of that other
Yeah.
person too. So be your own self. And my mom has taught me because I have three brothers, well, four, yeah, four brothers, and I have two sisters. And it's amazing how my mom and my parents allow each and every one of us to have our own
Yeah.
personality. And raising all of these kids, growing up with a big family, everybody had their own personality.
Mm-hmm.
She said, you do you, you know your name, and you do you, you know your name. So going into this business is going to take a lot of craftsmanship.
Yeah.
And for me, doing the platform every day is dedication. I see a lot of people saying, how, Kennedy asked me that question yesterday. How do you stay so consistent? It takes a lot out of me to stay
Yeah.
consistent, to deal with different personalities in every single interview.
Yeah.
But so far, it's worked amazingly. I've had some where it's just like, okay, I've had to smile and bear through it, and people can tell from my body language if I'm
Yeah.
uncomfortable or anything. But this year for me, 2024, has been a year of being
Yeah.
free. And I put that on my vision board as well, too. I said, when I go into creating this new year, this new season, season 18, I want to have freedom. I want to have a sense of power, and I want to have a sense of transparency and
That's
authenticity. I
beautiful.
want people to be able to so they can come and talk to me and not be afraid. Where before they're just like, oh, we gonna get afraid because before y'all met this Miss Stevie. I would be quick. I'd be like a Bible snake. I'd be ready to snap.
Yeah,
I'd be ready to snap.
right.
But it's offensive because I've been picked on a lot in high school.
Yeah,
So you got to
that
have a
past trauma.
guard up. But now, because with me being 30, because I started off so young, right after
Yeah,
high school, now I'm 30 years old. And when you get in your 30s, it's just like you develop a sense of awareness, a sense of yourself where you don't care anymore. And
exactly.
now I must say I'm
Yeah,
the happiest
yeah.
I've ever been in my life. Going into this business, you got to have
Mm-hmm.
confidence, and a lot of people don't just develop it like that. It's a gradual thing. You build
Yeah,
yourself up gradually as you get into finding your voice and speaking up for yourself. And that moment was when my teacher, Miss Ferguson, made me stand up in front of that class and recite those words to Shakespeare.
yeah,
And I'm just like, I get to watch y'all do it. I've already did
yeah.
mine. So I've
Exactly.
overcome my fear because it's nerve
Yeah,
wracking. That was just, she was getting us prepared for what's to come in the future. Because if you're going to do public speaking, if you're doing meetings to pitch a business
you
or anything, you got to
gotta
have a
have
voice. You can't
confidence. You gotta
be
present. Exactly. You gotta be on top of it, organized. It's like, and you, like you said, I want to say something for you. I'm so proud of you. Like, I know we're just meeting, getting to know each other and everything like that. I'm so proud of you that you got over that fear, and you
yeah,
kept, because you knew it was something that you wanted to do, and you knew it was something you were capable of doing, and you had this visualization for yourself and for the types of things that you were capable of. And that's, I think, what's kept me going. It's one of the things that's kept me going doing this for so long is I'm such a visual dreamer type of person. I visualize story
I'm saying,
ideas. Yeah, you visualize how you're going to look in these outfits with this hair. You put everything together. You stay consistent, and the more that you do it, the better you get. It's almost impossible unless it's like, there are certain sports for me that I'm like, hey, I'm not going to get good at this, and I don't find any benefit to this, and that's okay. But overall, it's like it's almost impossible if you continue to work towards something, and there's a little growth, at least a little bit of growth each time. You're just going to get better and better, and look where you're at now. You've got this whole thing locked down. You're so comfortable. You're so dynamic to interact with. That's why I'm so happy we finally found the time to get to do this. But a big part of this industry, any industry, having your own talk show, being in the entertainment industry, being in the music industry, is getting over those fears or pushing through them or using that fear to be like, okay, I'm scared of this, but you're probably scared of it because you know it's going to benefit you at the end of the day. And because it's not always easy, it doesn't always come like that. You have to work at it a little bit. You have to take your time. And a lot of it, true too, is like fear of failure. But the failures are the things that you're going to learn from the most and what are going to help you to grow. You have to fail a little bit. You have to mess up a little bit in order to make it even more better, to make it even better the next time around. So those are the things that I think so frequently hold people back or keep them complacent, and some people never jump past that. And so for the story that you're telling about like getting over your fear of speaking, using the Shakespeare, which also I'm like, see, there you go. They always touch. So much comes from Shakespeare, and so much comes from all of this beautiful written language, all of these plays. A lot of the TV shows that we watch nowadays, big TV shows,
yep,
Succession, all of these different shows, a lot of these writers wrote plays. A lot of these writers wrote for stage. A lot of them were very successful playwrights or worked in that sort of field before they started writing to TV. And that's why the language is so good and so beautiful, and people can just, eat it up. And so you used that for yourself, and it helped you to better how you speak and to better the way that you present and to better your confidence and everything else. So many things can sometimes apply to different industries or different aspects of people's lives, but it's just amazing that you do what you do. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this, not gonna lie, I was a little nervous too. I was like, I usually get interviewed for stuff, but I saw how you are, and I knew we would have like great chemistry. And I really appreciate anyone who wants to highlight and really push forward Black talent, Black professionals, people in this industry, because we need that. And a lot of time we have to work a little bit harder, or we have to shout a little louder to get our voice known, but no, don't shout too loud because now you sound like an angry Black person. You know what I mean? So it's like we have to make sure that there is that space for us to be able to talk about what we love to do and how we got there and everything like that. And look where you are now, and you just keep on growing.
And I told my brother K2 this. I said it's all coming so fast. All people are coming back and they're watching the interviews, and I don't know how to take criticism, good criticism, but I'm just like I'm receiving it. I'm
Receive it.
receiving all of it.
Receive
I'm
it all,
receiving
honey.
all the love.
Take it
People are
and
pouring
lock it in your
into me.
heart.
And that's what
Hmm.
I'm telling my brother K2 is that it's all happening so fast, and I'm just so thankful, so blessed abundantly that everything that I put out in the universe is now coming back to me. Everything that I've manifested and put out is now coming back to me. So when you manifest good things, it comes back to you
Hmm.
full circle 360. And this right now is the prime of my life. I'm at the prime of my life with this platform taking off
Yep.
as fast as I've never seen before, because I doubted myself going into the year 24. I said, boy, I'm going to have some bad interviews this year, but people are not going to watch, they're not going to engage, but people's proved me wrong.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
proved me
Well,
wrong.
and that's just that little demon on your shoulder. You know you're doing good and you can feel it, and it's just that little doubt demon that tries to get in your way. But at the end of the day, what does that little voice serve you? That little voice doesn't serve you. You know, that's a negative part of your ego that's trying to sabotage the good things you have going for you. It's like we want to continue to listen to those positive voices in ourselves and look at what we've accomplished so far and just look at how much further we can go. You know, once I stopped distracting myself with certain things, or stopped letting the fear of failure, fear of rejection, things that did bad habits that weren't good for me, that from a very early age I started to get into. Once I stopped letting that stuff distract me, you start to reap the benefits and see things pick up for yourself. you know and now it's like, now I'm keeping busy. Sometimes I have to say no to things because I'm like, okay, well, I can't because I have this and that going on, and I don't want to spread myself too thin or not be able to deliver in each thing that I'm putting myself forward for. And it's a really like self-affirming, powerful feeling when you get to the point when you can be like, okay, like I don't have to do all of this. I don't have to say yes to everything. I can actually now pick and choose the things that are going to be worth my time, my investment, my usage of skills, and those are the things that that are going to really help propel you forward.
And you've mentioned I've overwhelmed myself. I was telling my mom this yesterday as I was uploading stuff, the looks from the Met Gala yesterday in the evening time. As I was just after I got through doing my interview with Kennedy, I'm like, okay, I gotta upload this to there. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Multitasking. My mom was like, slow down. You don't have to multitask. But I've become so accustomed to
Mm-hmm.
doing it that I'm just like, nothing to me. But she said you're gonna crash. And I'm like, okay, sometimes you're not too wrong to listen to your parents because your parents know right. And that did happen at one point where I did crash. I'm like, it's too much coming at me. I got to make sure the house is in order.
Yeah.
I got to make sure that I'm prepared for the interview. I got to make sure I'm on top of this. Take time for yourself and take a break in a moment. We need to sometimes practice this. Sometimes practice the art of stillness.
Yeah.
And for me, what I do is, as I get my day started also, is I sit and I reflect. Just reflect in the day. Before we start every day in the morning, we always pick up that phone. Before we pick up that phone and we drop that word of motivation, like I said, I go back to my morning affirmations, devotion, and prayer. I have my conversations with God every morning because I do not start my day. My mama told me this. She said, don't you get too big in this industry that you forget where you came from and who put you here, because just as fast as you got there,
Mm-hmm.
and will be humbled.
Mm-hmm. 1,000%. Yep. 1,000%. That's why you want to keep surrounding yourself with the people who keep you humble and keep you modest and keep you in that reality of where you came from and where you started and all of the challenges that you've had to go through along the way. And you don't want to forget about the people who have helped you get there, who have been supporting you from the very beginning. Those voices of reason that you need when all of this stuff starts to boggle your mind or clutter your inner peace, you have to still be able to turn to those people for support. And just remember, like, it's exactly like you said, this stuff can happen, but it can fall just as fast. We've heard so many actors and artists be like, yeah, I was working really good for like a year or two, and then there was a year where it slowed down. So then what do you have left in those slow times? Your family, your friends, your support group, your accountability group, the people who are also trying to work on their stuff. And so we all keep each other in check and keep each other motivated and supported. Your other hobbies, the things you love to do, I've heard from a lot of acting teachers, like, nobody wants an actor that's like so obsessed with it. They're called wactors. Like, nobody wants someone who's so obsessed with it to the point where it's like they have nothing else going on in their lives or that they're passionate about. Like me, I love to travel. I travel when I get a chance. I love to see different places, different cultures. I went to Europe for the first time last year, and so I took those couple weeks to myself to just explore and be exposed to different cultures and meet new people. And that really fueled me. And then that gave me even more understanding that I can infuse into my art and my characters, because I'm out here like people watching and stuff like that. I love working with my animals. So like I try to make sure I have my times during the week that I can dog watch for people if they need me. I like to write. So now I'm like getting back to my writing, and I'm working on little sketches, little skits. But yeah, exactly.
And it's so therapeutic. Writing is so
Yes.
therapeutic. Get back into writing. And it's helping as well too. It helps you grow. Write down your goals, write down your progression, write down so many things that will help you grow throughout your career as well too. Like I've learned this from an actor, Rico King. And what he does is he has a board of sticky notes. Every day he puts down a little affirmation or something on that sticky note or something motivational. Me, I've learned that, and I started posting them on my vision board. And I would write down each day a quote, a mantra of the day to get me through.
Yes.
And I would go to the board and I would take a sticky note off. And I've even took on my mirror, I've took one of my lipsticks and I've written in my mirror, believe.
Yes.
I've never erased it.
Yeah.
Every day I look into that mirror as I'm getting ready, as I'm getting glammed up, I see it up there, believe.
Mm-hmm.
Every day for me, I believe great things are coming. I believe that so much is in the stores and in the stars and in the horizons for me.
Yeah.
So I accept this. I spoil myself with this. I spoil myself with abundance. I spoil myself with love. I spoil myself with opulence. I spoil myself with grace. I am spoiled with love. I'm spoiled with so much in my life that I am blessed and I have a purpose. And speaking of the devil, there's my brother K2. We were just talking about you, brother. And he's another one. He puts encouraging words in me every single day. He'll text me or call me if I'm not on doing an interview or something. He'll be like, okay, is everything all right, sister? You haven't heard from me. And I'm perfectly fine. I'm spending time with the family or doing things around the house to make sure that I'm good for the next day. So he always reaches out and texts. He's one call away, and we have our hour-long phone conversations, and he'll have me cracking up on the phone. So it's those little things, bits and pieces right there that matter to me the most. And I'm so thankful to have him and people like him and Applebine and Chronicles. And
we love you, K2. Keep that going, man. Thank you for that.
Yes. Y'all show me so much love, and I'm just like, oh my God, I don't believe it. I'm getting goosebumps everywhere because y'all are showing me.
But believe it,
so
because you deserve
love.
it, and people believe in you as much as you believe and should believe in yourself, and those are the people that are going to be with you through your entire journey. Those ones that genuinely, from the get-go, never needed anything from you except just to want to see you succeed, whatever version of that is, and that's such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing.
And it is. It's amazing to have a strong, solid support system. And your cousin is here, one Prince, nice. Says hi.
Oh my God, hi. This is so much fun. And when you saying that you wrote "Believe" on your mirror, I love that so much, because it reminded me of a little moment when I first moved to Los Angeles. I'm coming up on my 10-year anniversary moving to Los Angeles in August. So there's some of those days like we talked about where you're sitting there like, I'm not moving fast enough, or this isn't moving fast enough. But then there's other days where I'm like, I've been out here for 10 years and I'm still surviving. I'm still making it. I'm still pursuing what I love. And not everyone gets to do that. And I always wish that people continue to pursue the things that they love and that make them happy. This has been my passion since I was 8 years old. I decided what I wanted to do at 8 years old, and I started doing it right then and there. You know, I did a little class play where I played Michael Jackson. It was a little spoof off of, yeah, it was a little spoof off of like Peter Pan called Neverland 11, and Michael Jackson was like a little cameo character. So that kind of caught the bug for me, you know? And then from there, I started, my mom saw that I sparked an interest in this, and, you know, her not knowing anything at all about this business or about acting or anything, she just knew that her son was passionate about something, and she was going to do what she could do to help me learn and succeed and move forward in that. And I always get emotional when I talk about my mom, but I'm just so grateful for her because she has struggled so much in her life. But one thing is that she always made sure that I had what I needed and that I was supported. And if I didn't want to do something anymore, she would make me do it. If this is something I love to do, she was always there to support me. And so that's always been so important. She moved me down to LA. We packed up our car and we drove my whole life down to Los Angeles. She moved me into my new apartment down here. We went to orientation at my school and we were shopping. We were going shopping at thrift stores and we found this little sign and on it it said believe. And she was like, Marcus, go hold that sign. I want to take a picture of you with that sign. It's your first day in LA. And I go back every once in a while when I'm feeling a little down on myself or I'm feeling like I'm not going at the pace that I wish I was, or I'm not where I thought I would be 5 years ago. You know what I mean? I take a look at that picture of that little 19-year-old kid with that sign saying believe. And I realized that that little kid hasn't gone anywhere. He's still there. He's still in me. He still believes in this passion and this career path that he's chosen and that he's worked at for the past 20 years. And so seeing those little things and seeing the progress that I've made in just the amount of people that I know now and the amount of projects that I've been fortunate enough to do and just my own feeling of my ability as an artist, that's belief. That's believing in yourself, and you keep doing it every day and you keep manifesting those things every day. And it's really just beautiful what you can allow yourself to accomplish if you continue to put that belief system in yourself and that manifestation and continue to keep your eye on the prize. No matter what obstacles come your way, you get stronger by navigating those obstacles. So when you said that, that just really made me think of that image in my head of me at 19 with that sign that said believe, and my mom, you know, moving me into my new life, pursuing my goals as a adult. And it's really beautiful. You know, I'm very lucky.
And it's amazing to have our moms behind us giving us that push, like you got this. And if there's something you don't want to do, you don't have to do it. Because
Yeah.
our moms, our parents sometimes get reluctant if they say, you want to go into acting, you want to go into the entertainment business. They have their
Yeah.
doubts, and it's just like, no,
Not what
I want you
every
to be a
parent wants to
doctor.
hear. But
Yeah. Then when they see the success behind it, they see your passion, they see your drive, and it's just like, oh, you're serious. This is something you really want to
yeah.
do. And if you want to stop doing it, I'll support your decision. That's amazing to know that your parents are still there supporting you behind the scenes. And my mom, she sees my passion. Like I said, she told me, she said, don't get too big in this industry and don't let this industry make you crash and burn and you forget who you
Mm-hmm.
are in this business. And she said, put God first in everything you do.
Mm.
And ever since then, those words have stuck with me.
Yeah.
And I'm the same person that you see each season. The only thing that's changed is my looks, my hair colors, of course. That's
Right. But it's always
but
fabulous,
I'm
first of all. So yes.
yes. It get me ready. It takes me
Uh-huh.
years. So get me
No,
ready.
that's why when you messaged me earlier, I was like, I know Stevie about to get on here looking glam bot ready, red carpet, and you did. So it takes time to, put that effort into yourself, and that's important. At the end of the day, you're gonna come home. Whatever you do in your life, at the end of the day, you're gonna come home to yourself. So, are you happy with yourself? Are you in a good mental place? Are you pursuing the things you love to do? Even if we're doing jobs that, I think somebody in the comments earlier mentioned that, like, being an artist or doing the art that I love to do, it makes the day job that I don't really care about as much a little more worth it. But because I've worked a lot of jobs since I've been out here that I'm like, this isn't what I want to do, or like, this is just to put money into my acting business, because it is a business, and I'm starting to get more of a handle of the business aspect of it as opposed to just the art. Same thing with my dog sitting business. I'm taking this stuff and I'm reinvesting it into the things that I'm passionate about. And then it makes that stuff worth it, because you know that, like, this isn't the end all be all, this day job, this serving job, this retail job, this whatever it is. But it's part of the bigger journey of you doing the hard work that comes with the things that you love and that you're good at. And so, the past few months, it's like I go to my day job, I'm kind of like whatever, and then I get to go rehearse with this amazing group of people doing Spring Awakening, this legendary show, and it makes it all worth it when you get those moments of magic that you have been waiting for. And that's why, like, I'm so proud of this production. And for anyone who's still on with us or joining, we are wrapping up this production of Spring Awakening. We have 3 more performances, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Thursday and Saturday are almost sold out, but we do still have some tickets available for Friday. The link is available in my profile if anybody wants to give me a follow, especially any of you artists out there. I would love to connect with you guys, and it's really important that we all support each other and lift each other up and keep each other on that right track. So it's been a really great show. Audiences have been really loving it. Because of some of the content that happens that's a little more risque, we do have some a little more easily offended older people leave at intermission. So we've taken that as a badge of honor at this point. It's like you get a little crazy on stage and they're like, oh, okay, can't handle this. But because it is a show that deals with some pretty heavy topics. And so we always kind of let people know that going in, like, hey, there can be some potentially triggering content with the show. But with that, we've gotten beautiful responses from people who've just like, this is something I dealt with when I was a teenager. And just to be able to, like, see it put in an artistic space can be kind of therapeutic for people, or it can be kind of a understanding. And that's one of the things I love about doing this is, like, as an actor, you're playing people. You're playing real people that go through real experiences. And some of the things that I love to watch the most, I spend a lot of time watching TV, watching films, watching award-winning. I'm such a nerd. My friends will be, like, watching random stuff, and they'll be like, yeah, that person, blah, blah. I'll know their name. I'll know what awards they won. I'll know what shows they were in, because I love this stuff, and I love to see the people who really are successful at it, not just, like, financially, but who always come and deliver in their craft. And so I like to study it and see, like, what do these people do like that? What are the things that they do that make them so captivating, so interesting to watch? And so I study that stuff a lot. And I think the stuff that we love to watch the most are the things that are relatable, or the things that are, like, our common experiences that we've gone through, or, it's a world that we're like, okay, and I'm glad I get to see that. That's one of the things I love about Issa Rae so much. Is Issa Rae is really, like, out here pushing for Black people's stories, and she's not gonna stop. Like, I was really sad when Rap Shit got canceled, but she's not gonna stop. She's gonna keep pushing for our stories and pushing for us to have a voice, and that's what we all have to keep doing for each other. Yeah.
And representation is key. So I love what she's doing, and it's a rise. Nolly said it in the comments. We're seeing so many independent filmmakers come out. Of course, we know Ava DuVernay, we know Spike, we know all of them in the business. But so many are coming out independently, Black filmmakers, and creating their own projects. And we're seeing he did the Hair documentary. He did a cartoon and it was based off of hair. Matthew Cherry. And we seen how far just he created that little short with his daughter on hair. It was a book also and it got turned into an animation. The success
Yeah,
behind that. Just from doing something right there. So you never know what the road to the next destination where it can lead you to. You never know.
exactly. Mm-hmm. Uh, this has been great. I don't know what I was nervous about. We've had plenty to talk about. Yes.
So before we let you go, Marcus, because I had such a
Me
great time,
too.
and I told you we were going to have a good time. What are some words of wisdom that you give to people that are looking to become an actor or possess in stage or theater? What advice would you give to
I'd say my biggest thing, a few words of wisdom I would say. Take take care of yourself, take care of your mental health, take care of your body,
them?
whatever that means to you. Um, because you can't show up and do what you want to do. You can't embody somebody else if your body isn't aligned and isn't right and your mental is not aligned and right. You really want to make sure that you are taking care of yourself throughout whatever process that this is. Um, Also, like we talked about earlier, be authentic, be your true self. You know, there's nobody else like you, and your individuality and the individuality that you bring to your art is what some people are going to identify with and what some people won't. You know what I mean? And that's okay. Don't listen to naysayers. Keep pushing through. Don't listen to people who aren't giving you positive, constructive feedback that are trying to make you better. Don't listen to people who try to tear you down. You know, you know who you are and you know who you're capable of. So don't forget that. Even in the tougher days, even in the days where all of the stuff going on in the world, it seems like it's getting in your way, whether it's health stuff or whether it's, you know, challenges at work. Just remember that you are a beautiful, unique person who has talent to offer this world, and nobody else has what you have. You know, they might say you look similar to somebody or that you have a similar type to somebody, but that's not your essence. Your type and your essence are different things, and nobody can take your essence away from you. That's always going to be uniquely you. Um, and then I think more directly, if you want to like make stuff, make it, dude. Make it happen. You don't have to sit around and wait for people to cast you in stuff or to believe that you're worth it or look at your resume and be like, ah, well, yeah, they're a good actor, but like, you know, they haven't really done any co-star TV roles or they haven't worked with this teacher yet. Go after it. Make it happen. Go take a class. The work is the biggest part. If you are putting your time and your effort and your genuine, like putting your ingenuity into your work, those things are going to fall into place. So make stuff happen. I've got my little short horror scene that I'm self-producing right now. I'm writing a short film that I'm not even going to be in, but it deals with depression, which is something that I've struggled with throughout my life, and that a lot of people, I've had them read the script and they've been like, wow, like that really resonated with me and you should really make this happen. Make your own stuff. Tell the stories that you want people to know. And people are going to resonate with that. You're going to find yourself surrounded with like-minded, talented individuals who resonate with the art that you put out into the world and resonate with who you are as an artist. So at the end of the day, I know that's a really long-winded way of saying, don't give up. Don't give up and learn how to navigate this business and navigate this art the way that's true to you. Whatever that means and whatever avenues that you can do it. You will figure it out. You will figure it out. I've produced a couple of my own projects that it got to the point where I was like, I am ready to just give up and throw in the towel. But I stuck with it and I've learned something each time along the way that will make the next project better, that will make me know how to navigate whatever challenges or whatever like steps and obstacles better, because I've done it and I've had to go through it. And so you will only continue to keep getting better and to keep learning to navigate the challenges the more that you do it, the more that you are self-sufficient, and the more research you do, and the more that you do the work. So just really put your time and your all into that, and don't give up, and know that you are enough and that you are worth it, and that you have something beautiful and unique to offer this world.
Absolutely. And today's final thought, to add on to what Marcus just said, we talked about challenges and obstacles today. Today's final word comes from Chadwick Boseman. May God rest his soul. He said, look down over what you conquered and appreciate what God has brought you through. Each and every day we are going through obstacles and challenges in our life. But it is important that we do not let these obstacles and challenges keep us from getting to greatness, the next destination of our life, the next phase of our life. Keep
Yeah.
on, keep pressing, and keep going on with what you need to do in your life. And in order to be great, surround yourself with people who are going to uplift you. That's one of the affirmations that I say in the morning. I surround myself with people who uplift me.
Yes.
So keep yourself surrounded with people who uplift you along the way. And there are so many, I've named them all, but continue to keep yourself uplifted with people who love on you and pour into you. The ones who are just there, don't even worry about them. Let them do that. They're just
Yeah,
fish in the
they
water.
will
But the
they
ones
will
who are doing
swim out eventually, you know. You will find yourself surrounded with
let
the
them,
people that you need to be with, that are your energy, that operate on your frequency.
and you know what? To add on to that, your vibe attracts your tribe. So
Yes.
your who you are around is a reflection of you. And I surround myself with people who make me
Yeah.
feel good, who make me laugh, who bring joy to my life because I love to bring joy to people as well too.
Yes.
So surround yourself with people who love on you, who make you feel good about yourself as well too. Confidence is key.
Yeah.
And that is the final thought. So before we go, Marcus, can everyone follow you? This was such a powerful conversation, and I hope you guys took the time to get some of the gems that me and Marcus impart in this great interview, this great conversation. It's not even an interview, in my opinion, it's more so like a
Yeah, it
conversation.
was, and it was really wonderful, Stevie. I really appreciate you having me. I'm so glad we got a chance. I love talking about this stuff, and I'm glad we finally got to make it happen. You're amazing. Yes.
Thank you. You are too, and we got to have you back on again.
I will literally, you just let me know and I'll be here, girl. I look forward to keeping
I
up with
sure
you
will.
and seeing all the amazing things that you do as well. And for everybody who joined today, thank you for listening to me ramble about the acting stuff. And yeah, please give me a follow. I'd love to connect with new people. If you get a chance, please come check out some of these shows. Like I said, there's really some amazing talent that I get to watch and I get to work with, and it's such a privilege, and I love to share that with everyone else as well. So thanks again.
All right. And where can everyone follow you and get their tickets for Spring
Yeah,
Awakening?
let me go ahead. I'm gonna put my little my profile in here. The link to Spring Awakening tickets will be in my Instagram profile, which I'm going to comment right now. Also, if anyone wants to follow my dog sitting page, it's going to be Dog's Best Friend Pets. Every once in a while, I feature some of my pet clients on there so that you can kind of see what I do on that side as well. But yeah, so keep up with me. I'll be posting about little projects or different things that I'm involved in. And yeah, just very, very thankful to have your support, Stevie, and to be able to have this conversation with you. I know we're both doing so much stuff, so it's nice that we're finally able to get together and make it happen. And you have so much wisdom, and you had so much beautiful stuff to say, and I really, really enjoyed this. So thank you so much for having me.
You are so welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Marcus Ruggs. Make sure you guys go and get your tickets for Spring Awakening. Make sure you check out his dog sitting business, and he just commented below, so make sure you guys go and give him a follow. Joining me tomorrow, we have another actor. So
Yay!
Derek Butler, hopefully, will be joining me. We'll keep you guys updated. If not, I haven't heard anything back from him yet, but hopefully we'll be back tomorrow at 6, which is a later time because typically I go on at 4. But he's going to be filming some things. So We'll probably be on at 6 tomorrow. If not, then we will see you guys Thursday with Miss Showbiz. She is the first female rapper that I've interviewed. I've interviewed so many female
Ooh, that'll be
singers and
exciting.
R&B platform. She is the first, so that's going to be amazing. Tune in Thursday. But other than that, Fashion Dolls, make sure you guys head on over and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime on YouTube if you have not. And this interview will be uploaded here on the gram. So in case you missed it, you can go back to IGTV and
Yes.
check it out. And until Fashion Dolls, Marcus, thank you so much for a great conversation.
Thank you so much for having me, Stevie. Take care, love.
You too. Take care, everyone.